The year was 2021. The night before I'd wake up, I'd say to myself, tomorrow's going to be the day. Tomorrow I'm going to be productive. Tomorrow I'm going to go gym. Tomorrow I'm going to do this. Tomorrow I'm going to record a video. Tomorrow I'm going to do all these good habits. I had big goals. So you'd think, okay, young Adrian would wake up in the morning and accomplish and thrive and tick all those boxes, accomplish all those goals. No. In 2021, I'd always wake up in the morning. The first thing I'd do would be I'd reach over, grab my phone on like my bedside table, check if there's any like messages or notice because I'm important and I need to check if I've got any messages from anyone. But then I'd dig deeper. I'd go on Instagram and I would just find myself scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, saying to myself, oh, I need to just keep up with sports. What happened overnight? There might be important news that I missed out on. But I'd keep scrolling because deep down I knew I was trying to find something. Oh, there it is. A thirst trap. What I've been looking for, like deep down this whole time. Something to make me get a bit excited, something to spike my emotions. And I'd start off my day that I planned out with like big goals. I'd start it off with distracting myself, eradicating my energy. I'd FAP first thing in the morning. What do you think this did to my self-image, my ability to be productive, my goals, my success with women? I'd always cope and I'd say to myself, oh, no, this is normal. It helps me focus. It makes me relax so then I can stress less during my work day at school, whatever. I was addicted and I would never say that. And if you clicked on this video, you most likely are too. And you want to know how to like break out of this because this was a very deep, deep hole I was like stuck in for years, ever until I turned like what, 13, 14, like literally like a 8-year addiction. And I'm saying it now that, yeah, I was addicted like heavily. I'm talking 3, 4 times a day, consistently, regularly, often. This isn't going to be your normal video about like, oh, here are the top 10 benefits of NoFap, do this and this and this. It's not going to be any of that. In this video, I'm going to share with you like the lessons and learnings, what really helped me to like become the man I am today and just like stop this bad habit, which is honestly, it's making you feel like shit. Feelings of guilt just come every single day, shame and regret. And they're feelings no man should ever experience. First off, why should you listen to me? Well, my name is Adrian. I've been training in the gym for 6+ years. I've experienced what it's like to feel worthless and not be like a man of your word. It feels purposeful for me to help others strive for improvement in all areas of self-development. Finally, I'm proud of the progress I've made in my journey, and I feel like sharing it with you will only help accelerate your very own progress. Quick plug, I'm currently doing one-on-one coaching calls. These calls are designed to help young men improve their confidence through tailored self-improvement strategies. Specifically focuses on identifying your current challenges, setting actionable goals, and providing practical advice to boost your self-confidence. The link's in the description for those of you who are interested. And finally, make sure to subscribe to this channel to get these full-length educational guides a whole lot more often on your homepage, instead of like the shitty clickbait entertainment videos you watch literally like every day and just make you feel like, why do I waste my time watching that? Subscribe to this channel, just purely educational content. My promise to you is that at the end of this video, you'll not only learn about how I managed to stop relapsing, but ultimately you'll become equipped with education needed to implement these learnings in your own life. So the parts of this video include 1, becoming a man of your word. 2, fixing your mindset. 3, progressing the right way. 4, forgetting about streaks. 5, learning about purpose. 6, visualizing who you will become. And 7, we'll finish off with the actionable step. Let's get started. Number 1, becoming a man of your word. You have to realize that you can watch like all these videos about how to stop fapping, all of these benefits. You turn Superman, you get unreal confidence, you become better looking, whatever. You get all those things. But none of those are really like as important as this. Are you consistent with what you do? Do you trust your own word? Are you a man of your word or not? Because if you're not, you're kind of going to be insecure your whole life, which is like, sorry, that's like a rude word, but like, yeah, you're either a man of your word or you're not. And the good thing is, you decide. You decide if you're not going to fap. You decide if you do fap. You decide if you set yourself a goal and you accomplish it or not. It's all in your hands, bro. And that's something I didn't really understand. Like I always thought, oh, I used to always have like this negative scarcity mindset in like 2021. I used to always complain, sulk, cope, and just say to myself, oh no, fapping helps me relax. Oh, I relapsed again, whatever. Maybe I just can't. Maybe I'm just not built like everyone else. I just need to fap regularly because I'm different. You're not different. If anything, you're a loser. And I was once a loser. And you're ultimately a loser because of the fact that you're just not a man of your word. Ask yourself, are you 100% honest and authentic with yourself, like right now, at this present moment? Have you done everything that you said you would do? Have you posted that video? Have you not fapped? Have you not ate junk food? Have you been to the gym? Have you been 100% authentic with yourself? If you're watching this type of video, most likely not. You're watching this video because you want to fix a problem. So you're not 100% authentic with yourself. And that's fine. But realize once you can set yourself goals and say to yourself, this is what I'm going to do. I am not going to fap. I am not going to relapse. I am not a fapper. You start to like yourself a bit more. You start to develop this confidence and realization that you can do anything as long as you are a man of your word. Something that doesn't really get spoken about enough. Like you hear all these cringe rewards, but like, no. Yeah, you may get all these other rewards, but that's just ultimately because of the first thing that takes place is you becoming a man of your word. You're doing stuff more often that you're meant to do. Right now, you're not doing the stuff you're meant to do, so no shit you're not progressing. No shit you're staying on level 1 while everyone else is blowing past you. Or you're fapping in your room every morning and night and before literally every period of time we have free time. Literally every block of like free time you have, you fap. So, first off, before I dig deeper into this whole topic, realize that you have to become a man of your word because the main benefit is building self-confidence within yourself. And with self-confidence, you can attack anything. Number 2, fixing your mindset. So how do you actually start to believe this? How do you start to actually fix your mental framework? Let's be like brutally realistic here. You're probably making it too hard on yourself. That like the reason why you keep relapsing, the reason why you keep fapping like pretty consistently and heavily, and you say to yourself you're not going to fap, and you try to do like a cold, quick detox to not do it. You're making shit too hard on yourself. Like you want to stop, fapping. You're watching this video because you want to stop fapping, but you do nothing about it. Just watching this video, yeah, it might give you the education. Yeah, it might motivate you. By the end of the day, your mindset is still the same. You haven't done the work yourself to like try and stop. How did I try and stop? How did I like prevent my younger self from like continuously relapsing? You have to like genuinely ask yourself that what are your triggers? What are these things which make you more likely to like fap, go on corn, and just beat the meat? Like, what are your triggers? Because believe it or not, you can control what your triggers are. You can try to reduce them. You can reduce the percentage chance, almost like a huge, huge math equation. The more you start to like find out and learn what your triggers are and you try to combat them, you try to reduce them, you start to fix your mindset, you start to be more aware. From being this like insecure guy who knew fapping was bad but didn't really care, regardless, he'd still fap every night, to being a video gamer and just playing video games 6, 7, 8, 9 hours a day. It all starts with your mindset. And you're most likely making this too hard on yourself. Eliminate all the external triggers. Younger Adrian would wake up first thing in the morning and go on Instagram because he's been following like over hundreds of Insta models. I'm just not doing my future self a favor, am I, by following these distractions? Like, brutally honest with you, the fact that I follow these distractions makes me more likely to fap and feel worse about myself. And I can control that. I can fix my mindset. I can say to myself, okay, what if I was to unfollow all of these? That'd reduce my craving to fap by like 20%. That'd prevent me from relapsing more often. What if I was to like block the hub websites? I know there's a way you can do that on like Safari. You can like block websites. What if I was to do that? What if I was to just try reduce my screen time? Put app restrictions? What if I was to prevent myself from having excess alone time by following and fulfilling my purpose much more, which I'm going to speak a little bit more about briefly. But what if I was to like prevent myself from having these periods of like excess alone time, because that's when I get super, super bored. And that's when I feel like, oh, it's okay to bust one now. I've got nothing else to do. Yeah, I'm being semi-productive for relaxing myself. Fix your mindset. Stop playing the video game on the hardest level. You want to make it easier on yourself. Like, yeah, that's a good thing. Make it. Everyone thinks, oh no, I need to make it hard. I need to fight through distractions, which might help build up your willpower, as I've spoken about before. But you've tried that. You've tried to keep following these same models, and it still leads to you watching this video. So why don't you start to trust my advice and my brain instead of your own? These hot triggers are just keeping you stuck in this like box. You need to break free. You need to eradicate these things, bro. Because once you do, you've just improved the percentage chance of, as I've already said like 20 times. Kill the triggers. Unfollow all of these models, even if it's like some girl from school, bro, and she's distracting you. Who gives a fuck? She probably doesn't think about you like at all, and you follow her, and she probably doesn't follow you back. So what are you doing? I would be this guy. I'd follow all these like girls from school, and they wouldn't follow me back, but I'd still follow them, and I'd fap and all this shit. Unfollow them. You're doing the future you nothing but good. Number 3, progressing the right way. As I said at the start, you've probably been addicted for like over 5 years. If you're like 18, 20 years old, you probably started being like 13, 14. That's like the average age. It won't be fixed in 1 week. I'm sorry to tell you the harsh news, but you're going to fail. And that's okay. Like, I'm being realistic here. I don't want you to have this mindset of, oh, I relapsed. Like, I just can't do this. Like, that's what this version of me would do. He'd try to do NoFap. He'd watch these videos and be motivated for like a week and then give up and then say to himself, oh, I'm not built for this. I can't. I just can't do it. Well, no shit, you can't do it, because why would I think that a 5-year addiction would be resolved in a week? You have to be realistic. You have to be super realistic with yourself. What if you would have the mindset of progressive overload? Like gym. You don't walk into the gym for the first time and expect to bench 100 kilos, do you? You'd get crushed. Your skull would split open. You'd cry. You'd probably be dead. Same thing with fapping. What's an example of this? Okay, let's say you're a pretty heavily addicted fapper and you fap like every day, so 30 days a month. And you want to go from 30 to 0 instantly. That's like walking into the gym and saying you're going to bench 0, you bench 0 kilos, and you want to bench 100 kilos instantly. You're going to fail. You're not setting yourself up for success. You know deep down that this isn't going to be sustainable. You think this is the right way of doing things. You think, and you're motivated that this will give you the results quickly, which it probably would, but it just makes it a whole lot more like harder to stick to in the long run. Progress the right way. Be realistic. Make it easy. Slow and steady progress. Progressive overload. You fap 30 times in a month? Okay, cool. Fap 25 next month. That doesn't make it that challenging. That makes it kind of like not really noticeable, right? You probably didn't know yourself how many times you fap in a month. If you fap 5 less times, it goes under the radar, you know what I mean? But it's progress. You've made like 5% progress. And that's good. You have to start developing this mindset of that progressing the right way is the only way. Because you've done the wrong way hundreds of times. You've done cold turkey. You've done going from 100 to 0 FAPs, and it just doesn't work. These goals you're setting out and trying to accomplish are just too big and daunting. Yeah, maybe like a small percentage of people can accomplish this. Most likely not you. You're probably not the most disciplined bloke out there. So you set this goal of fapping 5 less times and you tick it. You tick that box, you accomplish it. Next month rolls around. Okay, let's try do 20. Let's try do 15, 10, 5, 3. Why do I even need to do this habit anymore? This doesn't control me. I'm not a slave to this habit. This is the right way to progress. And I think the only way. It goes with gym. It goes with posting content. It goes with anything else, with video games, any sort of addiction. You have to progressive overload. You have to just take baby steps, slowly chip away. Stop trying to get results fast like you do with everything else. Always looking for this fucking quick fix from all these other shitty YouTubers about how to bulk fast, how to lose weight fast, how to stop fapping fast, how to stop it. There is no fast way. Sorry to break it to you. Sorry to hurt your feelings, but one sec. There is no fast way. And that's good because you want something to be challenging. The reason why you clicked on this video is because you know this is a challenge in itself and you want to fix it. And the fact that it's hard, the fact that it's challenging is what makes it valuable. You don't want to be normal, and that's a good thing. You want to be above average. You want to be that high value masculine guy. Well, do what's hard. Be aware that you have to progress the right and only way, which is the hard way. Small baby steps. And over time, you'll never think twice about going on Pornhub ever again, bro. Number 4, forgetting about streaks. Your whole mindset with fapping and trying to stop fapping and going on NoFap is you just think so much about streaks. I'm on a 20-day streak. Look at me. Look how productive I am. I'm at 50 days, but then you relapse. When you set yourself a streak, you're planning yourself with a 100% chance of failing with a streak mindset. No streak ever lasts forever. Stop trying to be perfect. How did your Snapchat streaks go? Like seriously, those ended. You put way too much pressure on yourself when you're trying to be perfect and go day, no fap. And then you fail, you relapse, and then you forget about the habit of like trying to stop fapping altogether. You just back into your old ways. This is what would happen with me. I'd watch these NoFap videos. I'd try go on a streak, and then when the streak would end, it took me like another 3 months to try and improve myself again. Try to go back at it because whenever you'd relapse, you think the world's over. You think, oh, I'm never going to reach day 10 again. Such a shit mindset. You have to set realistic guidelines with yourself. Realistic goals. You have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're pretty much planning to fail. You want to stop touching your PP. Okay, cool. Like, we all have goals. Okay. Set something realistic with yourself. Like I said previously, I'm going to fap 5 less times this month. That's actually relatively easy and something I can probably do. Because right now, it feels like such a big mountain to climb when I try to a streak. Which I don't blame you because I will try to do streaks and they're almost unhealthy. It puts so much pressure on us. It's almost like it's the only thing that you think about. I'm on day this, I'm on day, like no one cares. No one cares. Your friends don't care. I don't care what day you're on. It doesn't matter. It's not that much of an accomplishment what day you're on. It's whether you do the habit or you don't. Stop bragging to your friends. I'm on day 25 on NoFap. No one gives a fuck. As long as you're becoming better, as long as you're aware of your addiction and you're trying to do something about it and not talk about your streak and have this mindset of I'm going to slowly chip away, do it less often, less every single month, every single day. That's when you'll see the rewards. That's when you start to progress. That's when you won't think twice about relapsing. Number 5, learning about purpose. Another reason why he kept relapsing, well, younger Adrian, why he would keep relapsing is because he had too much free time. He had no goals. He had no ambitions. He had no habits, hobbies, whatever. He had nothing to do outside of going to school, coming home, playing video games, and fapping. Like, that was my life. Ask yourself, what if you invested more time on your goals? What if you spent more time educating yourself about gym? What if you spent more time educating yourself about like how to post content? Whatever your goals are, what if you spent more time reading to try educate yourself? You'd think that the more time you spend on fulfilling your purpose, ticking off boxes, accomplishing goals, you'd think the less you would think about like fapping, right? So many guys fap so much because not only are they lazy, but they don't know themselves like what their purpose is. Which I don't blame you. You're not really taught much about purpose when you're growing up in school. You're just taught do this and this and this. Don't do what makes you happy. Do this assignment, do this and this. It doesn't even make you happy. So it's like it's not even purposeful. So no shit, it makes you feel like shit. So then you come home, you hated how you spent your whole job or day at school. So you engage in instant habits, you engage in video games, you engage in fapping because you hated how you spent your time. You're not fulfilling your purpose. And then I get the question a lot, like, oh, Adrian, how do I find my purpose? Well, the first, like, most important step is you have to eliminate and eradicate all of these bad habits. You have to try fix your mental health. You have to become aware of the fact, which you already probably are pretty aware. The fact you're watching this video, that's progress. You're already trying to educate yourself, which is good. But the more, just ultimately, the more time you can spend on your goals, the more time you can be a willing learner and trying to improve yourself in any way, physically, mentally, spiritually, socially, whatever. That's when you actually like think less about fapping. Like, I don't think about it at all. At all. I haven't for like the last year. And people say, oh, no, you're lying. You're bullshit. I can see. No. When I see some of my friends now, I can look right through them and tell if they fapped or not. That's how like self-aware I've gotten, believe it or not. I couldn't care less. You have no goals. You're a bit of a bum. You're kind of lazy. You don't like your situation. And that's fine because I know it just sounds like I'm roasting you, but I'm not roasting you. I'm on your side because I used to be that guy. But the more I started to enjoy what I was doing with my time, the more I started to learn more about purpose, specifically in the book, The Way of the Superior Man, speaks all about purpose by David Data. That's when the switch started to flip. I started spending more time on improving myself and less time on instant gratification habits. Flip the switch. It used to be this and I did this. It's like when you do spend more time on improving yourself, when do you have time to engage in these instant habits? There is no time. You try to become as productive as you can. These random thoughts of like fapping shit just no longer come in your mind. They're eradicated. You've just transformed who you are. You've got a new identity. You want to spend as much time as you can on your goals, your purpose, etc. And that's what makes you happy. That's what makes you like never think twice about relapsing. Number 6, visualizing who you will become. Self-image. You don't want to be a fapper. That's good. But do you actually believe that you will become that updated version of yourself? Like, what is your self-image telling you right now? What are the thoughts you're getting? Like, do you still think you're that like awkward teenager in high school who still faps, even though you're trying to change, but you still think you're your old self? What if I was to tell you, you can become your future self right now, mentally, maybe not physically, but mentally? You can, if you can tell your brain the right things, you can actually become who you want to become. And then you'll kind of show that off externally sooner rather than later. Positive affirmations. You have to start telling yourself, I'm not a fapper. I'm not awkward. I'm not this. I'm not that. And when you do, I know this sounds stupid. I know this sounds, no, you are who you are. You can't change yourself. The reason you are who you are today is all because of your self-image, all because of your thoughts. You can change your thoughts, right? You can change what you think about yourself. So why don't you start? Why don't you start journaling? Why don't you start telling yourself, I'm going to become who I am. I am already this. I will be jacked. I am jacked. I am confident. I'm not a fapper. I'm not this. I am this. You start writing this down. You start reminding yourself about this. You start visualizing who you're actually going to become. Sooner rather than later, you're actually going to become who you want to become. I would only start doing this like in my second year of self-improvement, like 2022. Because at first I was trying to improve myself, but I'd still always think of myself as that awkward guy. I was doing culture hours. I was trying to do NoFap. And I'm going to be honest with you, it wasn't really doing much because my self-image was still shit. I was doing the good habits, but internally, I wasn't believing, I wasn't thinking that I am this. I'd still think I was awkward. And my friends would still give me shit. Oh, you're doing all this and you're still a loser. Like, I'd hear that a lot. You're going to the gym and you're still awkward. I'd hear all this shit. It's because of your self image. Once you can start to believe, once you can start to say to yourself, I am not relapsing. I am not a fapper. I am not a degenerate. That's when your life will change. I know it sounds easier said than done, but you waste no time in trying yourself. Like, just try, just take action, just start journaling and saying to yourself, I'm not a fapper, and see what happens. Even if you still fap, even if you still relapse and you make mistakes, that's fine. Go back to the drawing board. Keep writing it down. Keep having these thoughts. I am not a fapper. I am not a fapper. I will not relapse. Keep reminding yourself every single day, and you're going to become who you want to become. You are literally becoming your future self in the present moment. And that's when you'll be most happiest. Number 7, the actionable step for today's video. If you're serious about change, you will take action today. Ask yourself, what is the one hot trigger which consistently makes you relapse? Is it Insta models? Is it having too much free time? Is it not knowing what your purpose is? What is it? Because there's not much of an actionable step today other than like just not doing the action itself, not fapping. But if you can do whatever it takes to like ultimately eradicate your hot trigger, the rest is up to you, my friend. It's literally in your control. This video may have motivated you. It may have taught you stuff you didn't know before. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to you, whether you're putting your hand on your PP or not. You know it gives you these feelings of guilt, shame, regret, but you still do it. Stop doing it. Take action and see how much better off your future version of you will just be. I hope this advice was valuable and then motivates and gives you the education you need to stop relapsing. Leave a comment about your self-improvement journey down below. Like and subscribe for more videos about self-improvement. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.